It's almost 3 in the morning, and you're still awake. Not because you want to be, you're exhausted. Your whole body is heavy, your eyes are burning, but your brain just won't stop. So you scroll. One more video, one more post, one more distraction from thoughts you don't want to face alone in the dark. Right now, at this exact moment, millions of people around the world are doing the same thing, silently destroying something inside themselves, something they can't see, something they won't feel until it's too late. Because sleep deprivation isn't just being tired, it's your brain being eaten alive, and modern life designed it this way. Welcome back to Ava Health Nexus. I'm Dr. Ava, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening inside your brain when you don't sleep, and why the damage is far deeper than anyone ever told you. Stay with me, because this one matters. What sleep actually does to your brain. Most people think sleep is just rest. Your body powers down, time passes, you wake up. Simple, right? Wrong. Sleep is one of the most violent, aggressive, and critical biological events your body performs every single night. While you're unconscious, your brain is doing things it literally cannot do while you're awake. It's flushing toxins, rebuilding neurons, reorganizing memories, repairing emotional damage, processing fear, resetting your entire nervous system. Scientists have a name for the brain's overnight cleaning system. It's called the glymphatic system. And here's what makes it terrifying. It only activates when you sleep. Toxic waste products, including proteins directly linked to Alzheimer's disease, build up in your brain every single day. Sleep is the only time your brain can wash itself clean. Miss enough nights? That waste doesn't leave. It stays. The hidden damage of sleep debt. But here's the scary part. You don't just lose sleep. You accumulate something called sleep debt. Think of it like financial debt. Every night you sleep less than your brain needs, it doesn't disappear. It stacks, it compounds, and your brain keeps a perfect record. Scientists at the University of Pennsylvania ran a now famous study. They let people sleep just 6 hours a night for 2 weeks. Not 4 hours, not all-nighters, just 6 hours. By the end, those people performed as poorly on cognitive tests as someone who had been awake for 24 hours straight. But here's the part that breaks everything. When asked how impaired they felt, they said they were fine. They had no idea how damaged they were. Your brain, when sleep deprived, loses the ability to accurately measure its own dysfunction. You literally cannot tell how broken you are. And modern life made this even worse. What happens to your brain at 3 a.m.? Let's talk about what actually happens inside your skull at 3 in the morning when you should be sleeping, but you're not. Your amygdala, the brain's threat center, the part that controls fear and emotional reactions, becomes 60% more reactive. That's why everything feels heavier at night. That's why small worries become catastrophes at 2 a.m. That's why you replay conversations from 3 years ago and feel your chest tighten over nothing. You're not being dramatic, your brain is literally broken, emotionally dysregulated, running on a system that's gasping for repair. And without sleep, your prefrontal cortex, the rational, calm part of your brain, goes quiet. It can't fight back. It can't say, "It's okay, stop spiraling." So the fear just wins, night after night, week after week. This becomes your default state, anxious, reactive, overwhelmed, and you have no idea why. How your phone is the weapon. Your brain produces melatonin, the sleep hormone, when it senses darkness. Darkness is the signal. It tells your internal clock, the day is over, shut down, repair. But your phone emits blue light. and your brain cannot tell the difference between blue light and sunlight. So at 11 p.m., midnight, 2 a.m., while you're in bed scrolling, your brain thinks it's noon. Every notification, every video, every scroll triggers a micro release of dopamine, a tiny hit, just enough to keep you going, just enough to make you feel like stopping would be missing something. Your brain, chasing dopamine, delays sleep. And that delay has a name in neuroscience. It's called revenge bedtime procrastination. You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. Your brain is literally addicted to stimulation. And every night you feed it, you make tomorrow harder.
The hormone damage nobody talks about.
Cortisol, your stress hormone, skyrockets. It stays elevated even during the day, so you feel wired but tired, anxious for no reason, on edge, like something bad is about to happen. Testosterone in men and women drops dramatically. One study showed that just 1 week of sleeping 5 hours a night dropped testosterone levels equivalent to aging 10 years. Leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, drops. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, spikes. So you eat more. You crave sugar and junk food. Your metabolism slows, weight climbs. And through all of this, your insulin sensitivity decreases. Your body slowly moves toward a pre-diabetic state. All from not sleeping enough. One bad habit. A phone in bed at midnight, and your entire biological system begins to quietly collapse. What happens next is worse. Your memory is being deleted. Sleep is when your brain converts short-term memories into long-term storage. Scientists call it memory consolidation. During deep sleep, specifically slow wave sleep, your hippocampus replays the day. It sorts what matters. It files it permanently. Without deep sleep, that filing never happens. Information that entered your brain during the day simply disappears. It never gets stored. It never becomes part of you. This is why you forget things constantly, why you read something and can't recall it an hour later, why your mind feels full of fog. It's not age. It's not a character flaw. Your brain isn't being given time to save the file. Chronic sleep deprivation is now one of the most significant modifiable risk factors for early cognitive decline. Your brain remembers all of it, even when you don't. Why your focus is disappearing. You sit down to work or study. Within minutes, nothing. You can't focus. You reread the same sentence 4 times. Your mind drifts somewhere else, and you don't even know where it went. This isn't distraction. This isn't laziness. This is your prefrontal cortex running on empty. Sleep-deprived brains show dramatically reduced activity in the regions responsible for attention, decision-making, and creative thinking. What feels like procrastination? It's neurological exhaustion. And here's the cruel irony. The less you sleep, the less you accomplish. The less you accomplish, the more stressed you get. The more stressed you get, the harder it is to sleep. It's a trap. And millions of people are living inside it right now. Most people never realize this. This is happening to you. I want you to stop for a moment. Think about the last few months. Have you been more anxious than usual? Irritable over small things? Feeling emotionally numb, like you're watching your life from a distance? Have you been forgetting more? Struggling to stay motivated? Feeling like joy is harder to find than it used to be? This is what sleep destruction looks like from the inside. Not a dramatic collapse, not a single terrible night. It's quiet. It's gradual. It's a slow erosion of the person you're supposed to be. Your brain was built for a world with natural light and dark, with physical work and genuine rest, with silence, stillness, and recovery. But we live in a world of infinite screens, artificial light at midnight, stress that never turns off, notifications before your eyes even open. Your brain is not broken. It was just never designed for this. And that exhaustion you feel, that fog, that emotional flatness, that's not weakness. That's a warning.
Here's what I want you to carry with you from today.
Sleep is not a luxury. It is not laziness. It is not something you sacrifice to be productive. It is the foundation that makes everything else possible. Your memory, your focus, your emotional stability, your hormones, your relationships, your body, your sanity, all of it. Every single piece of the life you're trying to build depends on whether you let your brain rest. You can't outwork sleep deprivation. You can't medicate your way past it. You can't scroll until your brain stops hurting. But you can choose tonight to start giving it back what it's been starving for. One night, then another, then another. If this video made you think, even for a moment, about your own sleep, then it did its job. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. They probably won't tell you they're struggling, but they are. And if you want to keep understanding your brain, subscribe to Ava Health Nexus. Stay curious.